Honestly, I didn't want to cosplay because I figured these grown people dressed in costumes outside of Halloween, that's weird.
Who does that?
Yeah,
Who does that? Exactly.
Houston Fisk. Today we're going to get to know his cosplay origin story.
No, it feels crazy, right? Like
only place in the world when someone asks you to choke them.
And
only place?
My most memorable con moment was probably seeing Stan Lee when I went in to get my photo op with Stan Lee. I was just standing in the doorway, and he's sitting on a stool, and he's just looking at me, and I'm frozen. The only thing that could come out of my mouth was...
Welcome, everybody, to Con Culture Podcast. Trey, Gigi, and I are here with our guest, Houston Fisk. Today, we're going to get to know his cosplay origin story, get to know kind of how he got into cosplay, some of his favorite cosplays. We have tons of questions to ask. But first, we'll start with that. We'll start with the cosplay intro. Like, what is your origin story? How'd you get into this crazy world that is cosplay?
Well, I harken back to 2012. I was a wee lad in high school, and I found out about this con that was happening in Dallas. It was just called Dallas Comic-Con back then, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go there specifically because Stan Lee was going to be there. And
Stan the man.
Back when his autographs were $50 a ticket. That's it.
Yeah.
It was back then. So it was a photo op. So I wanted to go just for that. I didn't cosplay for that. Because that was a threshold that I had not yet crossed.
You were just tiptoeing into the con scene?
I was tiptoeing into it. And honestly, I didn't want to cosplay because I figured these grown people dressed in costumes outside of Halloween, that's weird.
Who does that?
Who does that? Exactly. But, stepping into it, being seeing all these creative people doing their thing and how innovative they are and how well their stuff is put together, I soon figured out there's a lot more to it than what I was giving it credit for. And, at that point I was just hooked on it. And I remember there was a point there was a point at that con. I had never been around that many geeks before in my life. And I just got this huge sense of, I'm
my
home.
People.
These
I'm
are
home.
People.
Yes.
These are my people.
100%, man. That's awesome. So what put you past cons are cool, people can geek out over comics, now I want to try this cosplay thing? What got you over that hurdle and was like, okay, let's go? And when was your first time?
The first time cosplaying, I want to say it was 2014 or 2016 maybe. It was again at a con in Dallas, and I decided to cosplay because of how amazing it was the first time I went, and I said I want to be a part of that. And I was going with a couple friends of mine, and we all agreed, if we're going to do this, we're going to go all out.
Nice.
The only character I could think of to cosplay for myself was Kingpin.
That's a good choice.
Nice.
If you got to start somewhere, start with the boss.
I really wanted to cosplay somebody that fit my build. There wasn't many choices for that though. But Kingpin was an obvious choice and the one that I made. And going to that con dressed as Kingpin, it was a completely different experience from my first con. People would come up to me, ask for pictures and whatnot. Spider-Man would ask me to choke them. They would treat me like I'm Brad Pitt or some shit. And
it feels crazy, right? Like
only place in the world when someone asks you to choke them.
Right. And only place?
Not the only place.
Only?
In public. In public.
And I'll say
only place?
One of the.
But it is like that crazy feeling, and I feel like so many cosplayers experience that. Like we all, have that moment the first time somebody stops you to take a picture, and you're like,
me?
Like looking around, like.
Yeah, so and so is just right over there. You don't want a picture with that guy? I mean,
right.
No, I want a photo of Kingpin.
Right. No, so I love that.
To this day,
continue. Sorry.
So you were bitten by the bug. People were asking for your photo. They were stopping you. After that, like, I'm assuming you loved the feeling of that and just kind of started going to more and more cons. And from your Instagram page, I could see you went down the rabbit hole. What is your most memorable con moment?
My most memorable con moment was probably at the very first con that I went to, seeing Stan Lee He autographed a couple posters for me, and my now passed away mother was there to experience that with me, and it was really special for that. And I remember specifically the most unforgettable moment I would say was when I went in to get my photo op with Stan Lee. I was just standing in the doorway, and he's sitting on a stool, and he's just looking at me, and I'm frozen. I never get starstruck, nothing like
how
that.
How could you not be frozen?
And the only thing he's still looking at me, just with that big smile, and I said, the only thing that could come out of my mouth was, "You have no idea." And it was just that little phrase, but he knew exactly what I meant.
That's awesome.
And he had the perfect rebuttal, and he just said, "Yes, I do."
Oh, I love it. He knows how much his stories are meant to us.
I literally have full body chills right now.
That's awesome.
I love that. I love hearing people's Stan Lee moments because everybody has, like, their moment with Stan Lee was so different than everybody that we talked to that has met him. While they're all so different, they all share this common denominator, and that's that Stan Lee made them feel special in some way.
Yes, I'd like to tell you about this other moment that I saw Stan Lee. It wasn't.
You got to do it twice. I'm jealous.
Well, I did, but this moment I'm going to tell you about isn't a time that I met him. It was a time somebody else met him. It was in Houston. I want to say it was for Comic Palooza, and there was this young woman across from his table. It was kind of there was a stairway that you had to climb up to get to him.
Mm-hmm.
But this young woman, she was just bawling. She was on the bottom of the staircase. She couldn't do it. She was so, I guess,
overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed by, yeah, exactly. She was so overwhelmed by being in that man's presence. I mean, who wouldn't?
Same.
But Stan went out of his way. He got up out of his chair, from around the table, walked down the little staircase, and went over to that woman while she's bawling and gave her a hug.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That sums up Stan Lee as a person, as a human.
Yeah.
There's so many, like Gigi said, the common denominator is he was just a person who showered everyone with kindness. His stories have changed our lives so much so that we still dress up as his characters even
and
after
we'll
he's
continue.
passed. Oh, yeah.
Enough said.
That's never going to stop.
Yeah.
That's never going to stop. So you've been to some great conventions. You've had some great cosplays at them. How do you prepare for the cons going into them? Like, are you a con crunch type of guy?
or like a
been
prepared.
Ready? Exactly. Like you have your cosplay laid out. You got your photos out scheduled. You know what time you're showing up. What kind of cosplayer are you?
I'm not really a con cruncher because I'm not that creative with my things. The Thor cosplay.
You take that back, Eric. Right now. I mean, I'm looking at your Thor. I know you're lying your ass off.
We're cutting that because he's fantastic.
That was the most creative I had ever done with that, and I had to commission a bunch of people to do that. But I have a thing.
But you had a vision, and you brought it together, and you brought it to life.
And you pulled it off. 100%.
And I appreciate that. I have a thing where I don't take compliments well, but I'm working on that. Thank you guys so much.
This is the wrong space for that, Eric.
Yeah, I'm just going to shower you with them like a hailstorm.
Because you deserve every single compliment that we're going to throw at you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. But no, I'm not really a con cruncher type. But what I really do is I get on my phone and I make a notes checklist of everything that I know I have to have for that cosplay, and I go over it a few times the night before, and I'll typically load up my vehicle the night before just so I can just get in and go.
I do that. That's exactly
this is
how
who
I
want to be, ladies and gentlemen. Eric, the been ready type of person.
Straight up. It's what you have to do.
Be.
I get so much anxiety when it comes to, like, especially going to, like, I already get, like, travel anxiety because I'm like, what if I forget something? Oh my gosh. Like, ugh. And then on top of that, like, it's like if you're going on a trip and you're like, oh my God, I forgot toothpaste. Like, you can buy toothpaste.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to a convention and you're like, oh my God, I forgot my
headpiece.
prop.
Where's Mjolnir? I can't buy a Mjolnir at Walmart.
Falls apart.
Exactly. So it's like you have to, I feel like cosplayers, you have to like really focus on like the minute details. Like I'm exactly how you are, where like I write down the wig, I write down how many clips I need, I write down contact color, which color it is, like everything, and I lay it all out, and I have a whole checklist, and I'm exactly how you are, Eric. I don't pack it in my car the night before, but it is packed so I can just get up and go.
And
grab it, throw it in my car, and go.
Even still driving to any con, I'm still looking at it, just thinking that
Yeah,
one of
right?
the pieces might disappear for whatever reason.
No, seriously.
We're there.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only person that does that.
Oh my
Eric
God,
is with
it is
you.
a nightmare.
Now, I don't want to hog all the questions, so Trey, you're up next. What question do you have for Eric, sir?
Fellow Fisk, what you got for me?
The last one I asked was how he prepares for cons. So, what do you got?
I want to know, what are your future cos plans? Like, what's a cosplay you're working on? What's the next
Actually,
one on your list?
Mail just now for a cosplay that I'm going to be doing this coming Saturday at a DC themed group photo shoot get together.
What is it?
Professor Pig.
Whoa!
Yes.
God, I'm so excited for that.
That is pretty cool.
Got
So
your cleaver and
excited.
everything.
With how many cosplayers are going to this photo shoot?
Ooh, I want to say it's probably at least 8 other cosplayers from what I understand. It's
that's
mostly
amazing.
organized by a good friend of mine, Redworks Cosplay. He is a phenomenal talent, and he and I are actually, aside from this project, we're doing a Daredevil fan film together, in which he stars as Daredevil.
Keep us updated on that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I
I
love
most
that.
definitely will. Just a shameless plug. It's called The Devil You Know, and The Devil You Know, a Daredevil fan film. The first part of it is on YouTube right now.
I'm so excited
about that video. I'll be perfectly honest, because my voice just wasn't there yet for Kingpin. At least for an extended take like that I was doing. It didn't sound right to me. Everybody tells me it's okay, but not to.
It's not what you wanted.
We're always our toughest critic.
Yeah, definitely our toughest critics, and everybody wants to do it again or try one more time or add something to it. It's never finished, but 80% is good enough, man. Like, getting it there and getting people to see it so you can get the feedback to know you're headed in the right direction.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad y'all uploaded it and ran with it.
The words of Night Mage. It's your own fan art.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love Night Mage.
Same.
I met him recently at a. Well, it wasn't recently. It was last year sometime at Cyphacon in New Orleans, and I went there just specifically to meet him because I love his talent. He's a really great influence, and I told him
he is.
I told him, as far as those who might consider themselves professional cosplayers or cosplayers in general, I told him, you represent the best of us.
Absolutely.
I agree with that statement.
We literally cannot go an episode without talking about Night Mage, because he really, like you said, he represents the best of us. Like,
100%.
I mean, and I'm gonna say, I say it literally every time we talk about him. I'm gonna continue that. He has where he said, like, don't ever let how you view yourself, don't let that keep you from cosplaying things, because who's to say that character doesn't look like you on Earth number 768? Like, who's to say that?
I love
because
it.
we've clearly seen there's infinite Spider-Man, there's infinite Batman. There's all of these different characters, and who's to say they don't look like you?
Yeah, he definitely gave me the confidence to do cosplays because he's a big guy himself, and he does Chun-Li as a big, broad dude. He does a Chun-Li cosplay. Like, he just takes away all excuses all us big guys might have about characters. He's a big guy too, so for him to be doing small cosplays, big cosplays, he does them all. He gives us all permission to kind of do them for ourselves. He gives us the confidence. Certainly gave me the confidence to do my little closet Clark Kent cosplay.
He's given me confidence too. I love him.
Yeah.
So
he wanted the X-Men shoot.
I
he wanted you to come in your X-Men cosplay. You did.
Oh
you
yeah.
did.
No, I literally bought a Jean Grey costume because of him.
Yeah, and you nailed it. You killed it. I can't wait for more to come with that.
Anyway, sorry.
Yes.
I got to follow
talking
up.
about Eric.
I got
distracted. I love hearing what you guys said. What you guys have to say.
That's your future one.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to ask this question because I'm going to ask this question.
Oh, she said,
not your secret question.
No, I know, but I know what you're about to ask. Is it his dream cosplay?
Oh, wow. Excuse me, man.
Is that what you were going to ask?
I'm sorry, Juan took like the first 3 questions.
I did.
I thought I could at least
was
get
excited.
2.
I was excited. You
No.
get 2, just not that one, apparently.
I get 1. It's fine. You get the rest of them.
No, you can get 2.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Trey.
You're welcome.
So,
So
Eric,
giving.
what is your dream cosplay?
What's your dream cosplay?
I can't even with y'all.
I'm sorry, Eric. That's revenge for all the clap videos when I'm trying to sync our sound further. So
I already asked it before you
what's
did.
funny is
Did
you were
you?
delayed.
I thought I said
Your
it first.
signal. No,
No,
you
you were
didn't at all.
delayed.
You were.
It's okay.
not up here.
That's gonna make a
Not up
great
here.
clip. That's gonna make a great clip. Trey's
Anyways,
just a
Eric.
second behind.
As
Yes,
I was
Eric.
asking Eric,
What was your dress?
now, what's your dream cosplay, Eric?
If you didn't have to worry
Tough
about
question.
money, nothing.
Yeah.
There's a fairly recently, a fairly new character in Marvel Comics that has really become one of my top 5 favorite Marvel characters, and I know a friend of mine is doing it. For me personally, I would want to lose a lot of weight before doing that, but I would love to do a cosplay of Null.
Ooh.
Oh, God of the Symbiotes.
Yeah, the
Dog. That would be amazing. Screw losing weight. He's a giant mass at times.
There you go.
He's a god of the symbiotes. Noel doesn't care. Do a Noel. Night Mage.
Man.
I said the same thing to Night Mage. He's all, do it now. Like, you're already the perfect person to do it. Do your version of it. I would love to see a Noel, man. You could do so much with that. Are you gonna have like a necro sword, like a full Noel cosplay?
If I did that, I'd feel like I'd have to do the necro sword and everything.
Yes. Armored up. You're gonna do the armored one.
If
where he has like the armored suit.
If I went forward with that, yes.
Dude, you would kill.
But I remember how tedious it was just doing that little bit of tendril work for my Venomized Kingpin cosplay. That was a chore and a half.
Yeah, so to do a whole like full body Noel would be intense. That would definitely take a lot of planning. That's a great answer, man.
That is really good.
That's Thank a great one. Well, Gigi or Trey, do you want to do a second, third question? No, you're good. You got 2 solid ones though. Gigi, you wanna try to ask a question?
Yeah. Okay, so you've mentioned like you've traveled to a few cons. What's the furthest con you've traveled to?
Ooh.
So you mentioned Dallas, you mentioned New Orleans.
Dallas is probably the farthest con that I've traveled to.
Time out. Just for context, guys, New Orleans is in a different state. And Dallas is in the same state as Eric. And it is easier and closer to get to New Orleans in another state than it is to get to the other side of your own state to go to Dallas. That's how big Texas is.
That's how
just
big
in case
Texas
anybody
is.
needed the context. But yeah, no, that's still a long ways. What's that? 5 hours away from you?
I will say
Dallas?
I think Dallas, about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Now I did go to I did spontaneously go to a cosplay event in Austin some years ago, but that was it wasn't a con. But it was a
just
memorial
cosplay meetup.
It was a memorial get together for Stan Lee.
Oh.
If you're gonna travel, that's a damn good reason.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So we got your con origin story. We've got some of your favorite con memories. Do you guys have any other questions before Gigi hits them with? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we got to get to that, it's going to get serious.
One more question.
You got another one before that? All
yes,
right.
before the super serious. Have you had? Is there like a cosplay that you've done so far that just like really you hold in like a very special place in your heart? Like you have really great memories attached to that one thing, or it's a character that means like the world to you. I know it's hard. It's like, do you have a favorite child?
I appreciate the Thor cosplay just because that version of Thor in God of War Ragnarok was just so unbelievably relatable, more relatable than I figured it would be, because not everybody who listens to this might know this, but it's in the story he struggles with his vices, and we all have been there. We've all struggled with vices and self-esteem issues, and it was that part of it that really resonated with me for the Thor cosplay, and that's what really made me appreciate that one even more.
That's awesome.
But the Kingpin will always be my bread and butter.
Nothing wrong with that, man. You do it so well.
Thank you.
Yes.
To this day, I have this thing. Anytime I go to a con as Kingpin, if I see it, I have to get at least one picture bear hugging a Spider-Man, and they're all for it. They're all
gotta be crushing it
every
every
single time. And you should like do like a whole like video montage of like all of the Spider-Man.
All the Spider-Man you've crushed.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do that.
Kingpin's exterminator.
That'd
service.
be so fun.
Oh, absolutely.
we're going to get serious for a sec. And this question is going to determine whether or not we stay friends.
Pineapples don't go on pizza. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's even more hard hitting than that.
It's more important than that, but I'm with Eric, and he just earned himself friendship forever.
The pineapple on pizza thing, I would never order pineapple on pizza, but if somebody gave me...
I wouldn't.
I would pick the pineapple off.
Chuck it right back at him. I would throw it right back at him.
You would spit on them.
I would... You disgust me. Yes, Gigi can ask the serious question.
Okay, I'm happy
now.
You're seated.
Yes.
So, Eric.
Yes.
If you were a Girl Scout cookie, which cookie would you be?
It would be that fairly new one. It's a lemon.
Oh, the Lemon Ups?
Yeah, I think it's what it's called.
Keeping it fresh, brand new.
I do like those.
Those are awesome.
That's a solid
the first
choice.
time we've gotten somebody to
I've
answer
never
that.
heard of Lemon Up. Yeah. Well, they're fairly new, so you're on the cutting edge.
I'm a Girl Scout troop leader.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm also a Girl Scout mom. So I'm like, I know. We need to know.
Lemon one? You're talking about Lemon Up. Yeah, you got Lemon Up. Yeah. Those are pretty hot.
Thin Mints are amazing, but I feel like the Lemon Ups are better.
That's awesome.
That tracks because we've kind of, everybody that's given an answer, we're like, oh yeah, that tracks. Like you're a Thin Mint person. Oh yeah, you're a Samoa person. Like it tracks. And
Lemon Up fits.
Lemon Up, yeah. It's just like we're just chill.
So where can the people find you? Where can they follow your cosplay? Where can we find the fan film?
On Instagram at Houston_Fisk. I have a link to it on my in the profile deal on the top. There's also a link somewhere to my friend's channel or his page, Redworks Cosplay, and his production company that's doing the fan film, High Tide Productions.
Nice.
All of that will be in the YouTube video as well. If you guys want to check that out, we're still filming the rest of it, and we're hoping to have it completed by the end of this year.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see
extras.
Yep.
You know what?
I'll be a gaff. I'll be a grip, dude. I'll just hold a light.
As a matter of fact,
you need a stunt double. Let me know.
Need some extras before long. We're probably going to need some extras before long.
Straight up.
I'm in.
If I'm available, I'll be there.
Yes.
Keep in touch, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Awesome, Eric. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We will see you guys next time.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yep.